Pokemon race to danger. Which Pokemon will you find in this adventure? Turn to the back when you have spotted them. Chapter 1, An Angry Challenge. What's over the tail? Ash kept wandering around. Ash put the red cap that he wore over his dark hair and squinted into the morning sun. He and his friends had been walking along a green, hilly path for hours, but now he could see bright bursts of color in the distance. Brock shaded his eyes. It looked like a bunch of hot air balloons, said the older boy. Maybe it's some kind of festival. Cool, said Misty. Let's check it out. Ash couldn't help smiling at his friends. Since his 10th birthday, Ash had been on an exciting journey to catch and train Pokemon. Brock and Misty had been with him since the beginning. Their journey had taken them all the way into the far-off Orange Islands. Brock had left them for a while to study Pokemon breeding with an expert named Professor Ivy. Ash and Misty decided to explore the Orange Islands on their own. They had some help from a Pokemon watcher named Trusty Skychet. Ash had many adventures on the Orange Islands. He saw strange new Pokemon. He captured a Lapras and Snorlax. He even earned some new badges by battling gym leaders on the Orange Islands. Now their Orange Islands adventure were over. Ash was sad to say goodbye to Tressie, but it was nice to have back with Brock again. It felt like old times. And Ash knew that Brock and Misty were usually up for anything. I'd love to see a balloon festival, Ash told them. We need to take a break anyway. Pick-it, agreed Ash Pokemon Pikachu. A small yellow electric-type Pokemon had a tail shaped like a lightning bolt, pointy ears, and bright red cheeks. Ash carried his other Pokemon in red-white Pokeballs, but not Pikachu. It always walked alongside Ash. Another Pokemon that never traveled in a Pokeball was Misty's Togepi. This tiny Pokemon hatched from an egg, and it still worked the egg-shell around its little round body. Misty usually carried the baby Pokemon in her arms. These balloons are pretty amazing, Ash said as they got closer. Wicker baskets where passengers could ride were attached to large balloons. Ropes attached to steel anchors in the ground kept the balloons from floating away. The balloons were lined up along a winding river. Ash counted 8 balloons. Each of them was decorated with different colorful designs. A banner reading Pokemon Balloon Race Today flew overhead. The banner got Ash's attention. Pokemon Balloon Race? He wondered. I've got to find out what this is about. Spectators crowded the balloon field. Vendors selling souvenirs, food and drinks were lined to the north side. Pikachu sniffed in the air hungrily. His stomach growled. Pika! Asked the Pokemon, pointing to a food stand. Are you hungry now? Ash asked. Can we run around a little first? Misty stepped up next to Ash. I'm hungry too, she said. And so is Togepi. Why don't I take Pikachu and Togepi for a snack? We'll catch up with you in a few minutes. Pikachu said happily. Toki, gurgled the baby Pokemon. Good idea, Ash said. Brock and I will take a closer look at some of the balloons. How about it, Brock? Brock nodded. Sounds good to me. Misty took Pikachu's hand. Ash watched it as they walked away from Misty's orange ponytail, the spear, and the crown. Which one do you want to check out first? Ash asked Brock. How about that one? Brock suggested. He pointed to a balloon decorated with an orange Pokemon that looked like a winged dragon. Ash recognized it, a Dragonite. Standing next to the balloon was a girl about Brock's age. She had long blonde hair and wore a light blue t-shirt and jeans. Ash smiled. I bet I can guess why you want to see that one, he teased his friend. Brock has a weakness for pretty girls. Brock blushed. Let's go, he said. Ash and Brock approached the girl. Hi, I'm Ash. Ash introduced himself. And this is my friend Brock. Are you entering the race? Brock gave the girl his biggest smile. What? But the girl didn't smile back. In fact, she looked upset. I'm Wendy, she said glumly. I was in the race, but not anymore. What do you mean? Ash asked. What's wrong? Your balloon looks great, Wendy frowned. It's not my balloon, it's my crew, she explained. Each balloon needs at least 2 trainers and 2 Pokemon to race. My brother Storm was going to ride me last night. I was exercising my Pokemon when they all fell in the pit in the field. They were all hurt, and now they're recovering in the Pokemon Center. I can't race without a crew. Brock looked up at the balloon. It's a shame, your balloon is really nice. It's terrible, Wendy said. I won't get a chance to win Dratini. Ash's lights lit up in excitement. Dratini? That Pokemon's really weird. Ash knew the small blue dragon Pokemon was especially hard to find. Ash got Dexter his Pokedex. The handheld computer had information about all kinds of Pokemon. Branty, a Ground-type Pokemon. Dexter said, for years, people thought Dratini was just a myth. But a small colony was found living at the bottom of the ocean. Then that's Dratini, all right, Wendy said. She sighed. I've been searching for one ever since I got my Pokemon trainer's license, she said. This may be my only chance to ever train one, and now I've lost it. It wasn't Wendy. Ash spun around the sound of a loud voice. A teenage boy stood behind them with a mean look on his face. The boy had shiny black hair and wore a silver jumpsuit. Leave me alone, Jet, Wendy said. The boy sneered. You were so sure you were going to win this race, Jet said, and now you can even get off the ground. I bet you're relieved, Wendy replied. You know there's no way you could beat me. Jet sneered. Give me a break. You couldn't beat me if you were flying a rocket ship. Ash didn't like this guy one bit. Hey, why don't you leave Wendy alone? Ash said. He stepped up to the bully. Jet glared at Ash. Hey, are you talking to me, Pipsqueak? That's right, Ash said angrily, and I'm no Pipsqueak. We'll see about that, Jet said. He took a Pokeball out of his belt. Let's settle this with a Pokemon battle. You've got it, Ash replied. He was always ready for a Pokemon battle. How about one-on-one? Jet asked. Ash nodded. He threw his Pokeball into the air. Pharaoh, go! He yelled. Chapter 2. Who's afraid of Pharaoh? The Pokemon ball burst open. White light flashed everywhere. Pharaoh! Exclaimed Jet. A normal and flying-type Pokemon exploded from a ball, squawking and flapping its huge wings. The brown Pokemon had a long tan beak and savage-looking claws. Ash knew that Pharaoh was hard to beat. He could fly through the air for a long time without having to rest. But Ash was feeling confident. He also knew that Pharaoh was weak against electric-type Pokemon. Pikachu, I choose you! Ash cried. Ash waited for Pikachu's battle cry. It didn't come. Ash? Brock reminded him. Pikachu would miss you, remember? Ash groaned. I forgot. He had always counted on Pikachu when he went to the battle. Ash had to change his strategy. What Pokemon could he use to beat Pharaoh? Bulbasaur, I choose you! Ash cried, drawing a Pokeball. A grass and poison-type Pokemon that looked like a dinosaur appeared. The blue-green Pokemon had a black plant bulb in its back. Ash had a lot of practice using Bulbasaur's attacks. Bulbasaur, use your Vine Whip, Ash commanded. Bulba! Cried Bulbasaur. The tough little Pokemon opened a plant bulb. 2 long green vines shot out. They lashed at Pharaoh's like 2 angry weeps. Pharaoh, use your agility, Jet ordered his Pokemon. Pharaoh swooped and dived into the air, dodging the vines and ease. Ash knew he had to try harder. Bulbasaur, Razor Leaf, Ash yelled. A barrage of sharp green leaves flew out of Bulbasaur's plant bulb, headed right for Pharaoh. Ash smiled confidently. These attacks Razor Leaves always met their mark, and they're always effective when they hit. But Jet didn't look worried. Mirror move, Pharaoh! Jet called out. Pharaoh flapped his wings and rose high above the attacking leaves. The leaves scattered harmlessly to the ground. At the same time, Pharaoh flapped his wings some more. To Ash's amazement, sharp green leaves whipped from the ground and headed right for Bulbasaur. Pharaoh is copying Bulbasaur's attack, Brock warned. Like Ash, Bulbasaur was too stunned to react quickly. The leaf smacked hard into Bulbasaur. The grass-type Pokemon was dazed, but not hurt. The Pharaoh wasn't finished. It looked at Bulbasaur and a gleam in his eye. The Pokemon swooped down and picked up Bulbasaur into its sharp claws. No! Ash cried. Pharaoh flew up into the air. Bulbasaur roared in protest, but Pharaoh didn't listen. Ash didn't know what to do. Bulbasaur was helpless in Pharaoh's clutch. Pharaoh! The Pokemon squawked. And Ash whirled. He saw it smile. Pharaoh released his grip on Bulbasaur's mid-air, sending the Pokemon hurtling down. Crash! Bulbasaur slammed into the ground. Bulbasaur, are you around, right? Ash asked. Bulbasaur groaned softly. It is okay, but in no shape to battle. Looks like I win, just as smugly. Ash sighed. I guess so, and I'm going to win this balloon race too, Jet said. You look at Wendy. Too bad your little friend can't help you. Jet called Pharaoh back into his Pokeball and walked off. Misty walked back to Togepi and Pikachu. The two Pokemon was eating candy apples. Did I miss something? Misty asked Ash. It looked like there was a battle going on. There was, and I wish Pikachu had been here, Ash said. Why didn't you show up 5 minutes ago? You could have beaten him without Pikachu. You could beat him with a Pikachu, Brock said. I've seen you beat guys like him before. You could have called on Charizard. Ash stamped his foot in the dirt. Of course, Charizard is flying type Pokemon too. It would have been a better match, Ash said. But I don't know why I didn't think of it. I just got confused when it couldn't use Pikachu, and Jet was making me so angry. Wendy patted on Ash's shoulder. Don't worry about it, Ash. I had a hard time thinking clearly when Jet's around too. He's good at switching out opinions. I guess, Ash said. He introduced Misty to Wendy and told Misty how Wendy couldn't enter the race. It's so bad you won't have a chance to race Jet, Misty remarked. I'd like to see somebody beat him. I would, too, Wendy said. My brother was supposed to ride with me, so were my Vulpix and Butterfree, but they're all injured. I can't race without a crew. We'll be a crew, Brooke said. We can borrow our Pokemon, too. Sure, Brooke said, blushing. I mean, if Wendy wants us to. Wendy's eye lit up. Are you kidding? That would be great! Have you guys ever flown in a hot air balloon before? No, Brooke admitted, but we're fast learners. That's good enough for me, Wendy said. She turned to the others. Are you guys in? Sure, Missy said. It sounds like fun. Count me in, Ash said. But to himself, he thought, at least I'll have another chance to beat Jet. Chapter 3. Ready, set, race. Great, Wendy said. We'd better get ready. She climbed into the basket. There are 3 major parts of a balloon, Wendy explained. The first part is this basket. That's where the passengers ride. Next, Wendy pointed to the balloon. That part is called the envelope. When the air inside gets heat, it rises. How does it heat up? Ash asked. Wendy patted a round platform in the center of the basket. That's the third part, she exclaimed. Some balloonists use a burner to fuel propane. But in balloons like this one, a fire-type Pokemon sits here and shoots flames up into the envelope, heating the air in there. Hot air masks in the balloon rise. Okay, I get how the balloon goes up, Ash said, but what makes it move forward? Good question, Wendy said. I can really steer the balloon. Wind moves it forward, but there are different layers of wind. So if I want to change direction or move faster, I can move it up or down to find a layer of wind that'll take me where I want to go. Misty looked fascinated. That's amazing, so how can you help? Well, let's talk about Pokemon first, Wendy said. Use my Vulpix to heat up the balloon. Do any of you guys have a fire-type Pokemon I can use? You could have my Vulpix, Brock quickly offered. He opened a Pokeball and a reddish Pokemon that looked like a fox popped up. Vulpix, squeaked the Pokemon in a high voice. Wendy exclaimed the bald pigs. This is a beautiful Pokemon, she said. You've done a great job raising it. Thanks, Brock said, flushing up again. My Volpeg was specially trained to fill the balloon, Wendy said. Do you think yours is up to the challenge? Brock nodded. You can count on it. Great, Wendy said. I have to replace my Butterfree too. I need Pokemon that can fly ahead and test the air currents for me. Ash threw a Pokeball in the air. A normal and flying type Pokemon with brown and white feathers appeared in a burst of light. How about my Pidgeot? Pidgeot? Ash asked. Perfect, said Wendy. Ash smiled, happy that Pidgeot was on his team. Not long ago, Pidgeot had left him to help some other flying type Pokemon that needed it. Pidgeot had rejoined Ash when he returned from Orange Islands, and he was glad to have it back. What about us? Brock asked. Can you ride with you too? Missy and Ash can ride with me, Wendy said. She turned to them. You can help me direct the Pokemon, and you will be here to back me up in case anything happens. Pikachu asked. Wendy laughed. You too, Pikachu. What about me? Brock said eagerly. Wendy fished into her pocket and pulled out a set of car keys. See that van over there? She asked, tossing her head. Brock nodded. I need you to be my chase crew, she said. Follow our route on the ground. When it's time to land, making sure the landing seats are clear. Think you can help on that? Sure, Brock said, but Ash knew he was disappointed not to ride in the balloon with them. Brock brightened up a little, though. When Wendy explained that he'd be on constant contact with him thanks to radio in the van. We can do this, Ash said. I can't wait for the race to start. At Ash's words, a woman's voice blared loudly on the microphone. Ash looked. A woman in the blue stood on top of a platform. All contents for the balloon race, please enter your balloons, the woman said. Starting time is in 5 minutes. Ash, Wendy, Togepi, and Pikachu took their place in their basket. Welcome to the Pokemon Balloon Race, Ash the announcer. Each of our balloon teams are made up of trainers and their Pokemon. Let's meet the teams. Ash snapped to attention. He was curious to see what kinds of Pokemon the teams are using. First, we have Team Jet, said the announcer. Ash looked at Jet's balloon and the pictures of 3 winged Pokemon on it, a Venomon, a Fearow, and a Skyder. 2 boys in leather jacks shared the basket with Jet. A Charmander filled the balloon. Jet's Fearow sat on the balloon's basket ready for action. Next is Team Pokeball. Their balloon was designed to look like a giant Pokeball. Their Team Fire-type Pokemon was Charmander, and its Flying-type Pokemon was a Pidgey. And spot number 3, we have Team Verjet. This balloon was painted with Farfetch'd, a flying Pokemon. A real Verjet was on the crew, along with the Vulpix. Vulpix are popular with many hot air balloonists, Wendy explained. Next, Team Midnight. This team's balloon looked like a night sky with a moon and stars inside of a fire-type Pokemon. The balloon was powered with a propane burner. Clefairy, a friendly pink Pokemon with pointy ears, worked the burner. A Zubat waited in the flying-type Pokemon position. Team number 5 is Team Jigglypuff. The balloon was bright pink and is painted to look like Jigglypuff. A real Jigglypuff worked the propane burner. A sparrow circled the balloon, waiting for the race to start. Team Golbat is number 6. A large painting of a Golbat, a flying-type Pokemon that looked like a fierce blue and purple bat, decorated the 6th balloon. A real Golbat hung upside down from the bottom of the balloon, and ground light filled the balloon envelope. In the number 7 spot, Team Meowth. This team's pictures had a face of Meowth, a scratch-type Pokemon, on it. Inside a balloon basket were 2 people wearing goggles, capes and scarves over their necks, and Meowth in goggles who work a propane burner, whizzing, a poison-type Pokemon that looks like a cloud, floating alongside them. Messing not Ash. Doesn't Team Rocket travel in Meowth balloon? Ash asked. Yeah, Ash replied. A trio of Pokemon thieves known as Team Rocket were always chasing them to trying to snatch Ash's Pikachu. Their balloon blew away at the time they chased over the snowy mountain, remember? And besides, the people in the balloon don't look like Team Rocket. The announcers said they're called Team Meow. Missy shrugged. I guess you're right, but it seems kind of suspicious to me. The MC pointed to Wendy's balloon. Finally, we have Team Dragonite. Ash waved to the crowd as they cheered and clapped. He smiled and turned to Wendy. She looked happy and confident. The MC continued. The test balloon we sent out earlier landed afoot in the aerial mountain, she said. The captain of first balloon to reach the landing spot there will win the grand prize. The woman motioned to the river. Drantini! She called out. The river water began to ripple. A blue-gray hat shallowly emerged from the water. The Pokemon slowly rose up and began to swim in the surface of water in a smooth body with a long tail and large ears. Drantini have a happy flip underwater as the crowd cheers. Wow, Ash said. It's beautiful, said Misty. And it's going to be mine, Wendy said. Thanks to you guys. The woman on the platform had a starter pistol in the air. Ready, everyone? She said. On your marks, get set, go! Chapter 4. Full of hot air. Brock untied the anchor ropes. Now, Vulpix, Wendy commanded. Vulpix shot a stream of fire into the balloon. The envelope began to swell with hot air. Ash looked anxiously at the other balloons. Something was filling up faster than Wendy's. Jeff's balloon was even starting to lift off the ground. Can you do this a bit faster? Ash said Wendy, feeling a little impatient. Don't worry, Ash, Wendy said. Vulpix is just warming up. But I know it's going to do a great job. Jeff's balloon started to soar away. So long, losers, Jack called to them. We're right behind you, Ash yelled. Just you, wah! The balloon lurched and began to rise into the air. Misty held Togepi tightly. Brock quickly ran over to the band and started the engine. See you at the finish line, Brock, Ash called out. Misty and Togepi waved to Brock one by one. The other balloons lifted up and glided across the field. Ash looked down. The people in the crowd looked smaller and smaller. This is awesome, Ash exclaimed as the cold wind stung his cheeks. We're gonna win this race. I know it. Ash was not the only one feeling confident. Across the field, a group of Team Meow cheered and clapped. There was a teenage girl whose long red hair stuck into her flat cap. There was also a teenage boy whose green eyes peered out from behind his goggles. There was a Meow, a white Pokemon, and a Team Rocket, of course. This trio of Pokemon thieves were always up to no good. Today was no different. Jessie, the girl, waved in the crowd below. This disguise is a genius, she said. No one would guess that we're really the cleverest Pokemon thieves around, added James, the boy. Meow, you can say that again, said Meow, the Pokemon. Just took out a pair of binoculars and eyed the Drantini. Can't wait until we win that Drantini, she said greedily. The boss will be so pleased when you bring it to him. It'll make up for the utter humiliation that we suffered the last time we brought him a Drantini, James said. Yeah, added Meow. It turned out to be a double-crossing Ditto instead. It'll be so nice to have a real Drantini, James said with longing. Jessie grinned. We'll get it thanks to my plan. Digging that pit outside Wendy's campsite was a brilliant idea. Wendy was a favorite to win the race. Without a crew, she can't race, and we'll win for sure. Meow nudges Jessie. Isn't that Wendy over there? The Pokemon pointed to the balloon with a dragonite painted on it. Jessie scowled. How's she flying without her Pokemon? James focused the binoculars on the balloon. I know, he cried in dismay. I don't believe it. Jessie grinned and grabbed the binoculars. Give me those, she snapped. She looked at the balloon, then she gasped. It's a troublemaking twerp Ash and his high-flying friends, she cried. They're going to ruin everything. Rat, James said. I thought we were going to sail off in the sunset, but now we're just blasting off again. You sound like a blue addict, Meow said. This is just what we need. Jessie's eyes lit up. You mean... Nia nodded. That's right. If we make sure when this balloon goes down, 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 we can escape up, 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 and away with Pikachu. And then we'll be poised to win the Dratini, James added. What are you waiting for? Jessie asked. She took out a Pokeball. When his blue was starting to fly past Team Rocket's blue. Just a little closer, Jessie said. Here, Blue, called Misty. Meow. Nice, Blue. As if obeying their command, Wendy's balloon floated closer to them. Arbok, go! Jessie yelled. She hurled a Pokeball through the air. A huge Pokemon that looked like a hooked purple cobra appeared in the blaze of light. Arbok had sharp fangs and dangerous pointed sting. Arbok, take out that balloon, Jessie said. Arbok whizzed across the sky. Arbok whizzed across the sky. It opened its mouth and buried its long fangs directly. Suddenly, a gust of wind sprang up. When this balloon surged forward, Team Jigglypuff's balloon floated in front of Arbok. Arbok couldn't control its flight path. It collided with the Jigglypuff balloon. Jiggly! Jiggly! The Jigglypuff inside the balloon pointed and crowded out in alarm. Arbok's fangs were ripped into the nylon envelope, tearing open a jack hole in the top of the balloon. Arbok, return! Jessie cried. Thanks a lot, Arbok, Meow said. The Pokemon disappeared back into its Pokeball, but the crowded Jigglypuff balloon wasn't so lucky. The balloon slowly sank to the ground as the air leaked out of the hole. No fear, James said. This should have been Wendy's balloon. But Jessie smiled an evil smile. It doesn't matter, Jessie said. We just eliminated part of the competition. One down, 6 more to go. Chapter 5. Beedrill attacks. What's happening behind us? Missy said as she spun around. Team Jigglypuff's balloon was slowly sinking to the ground. They're falling! Ash cried. He turned to Wendy. Can you help them? Wendy shook their head. I'm not sure what went wrong, she said, but these things happen all the time. That's part of the sport. And it looks like they've got it under control, though. They'll land safely. As Wendy picked up the radio receiver. What's happened to Jigglypuff's crew, Brock? She asked. They're okay, Brooke replied. Looks like they're safe landing. Great, Wendy said. Over. Over, returned Brock. That's good, Ash said, but for the first time he felt a little nervous from a distance. Balloon racing looked like fun, but now he's in the thick of it. He realized how dangerous it could be. Wendy saw his worldly look, he smiled. Relax, Ash, she said. We're going to be fine. I've been flying this thing since I was a little girl. Really? Missy asked. Yes, Wendy said. I grew up on Arrow Mountain. She pointed ahead. Ash could just see the mountain's whole peak behind cotton candy clouds. Wendy continued. I lived up there with my parents. They're balloonists. They love to be close to the sky, Wendy said. But it was lonely sometimes. Didn't you have any fans? Missy asked. Wendy shook her head. Not really. I used to sit outside and stare at the cloud, she said. I learned a lot about flying type Pokemon that way. And then one day I saw the most beautiful flying type Pokemon of all. She looked up at her balloon. Do you mean Dragonite? Ash asked. Wendy nodded. I flew past the clouds one day. I had to rub my eyes. I thought I was dreaming. So then why you want to win the Dratini? Missy realized. Yes, Wendy said. I'll devote my right to race and Dratini if I'm lucky. I might have been told to Dragonigar. And then finally Dragonite. That'd be awesome, Ash said. Remember when his Caterpie evolved into a Metapod and then finally a beautiful Butterfree? It was an amazing experience. Wendy smiled. I'll take such a good care of that Dratini, she said. Then she looked out at Jet's balloon. Her face clouded. I can say the same about Jet. He's pretty tough on his Pokemon. That's another reason I want to win this race. I saw that Jet was still a lot ahead of them, Is there anything we can do to catch up? Wendy motioned to Pigeon. Can you send a pigeon? Maybe there's a faster current we can try. Sure, Ash said. He told Pidgeot what to do. Pidgeot! The flying type Pokemon flew off a balloon, soaring high into the sky. Then it circled back and swooped down, below the balloon finally landed back in the basket. Pidgeot, Pidgeot, squawked the Pokemon. Pidgeot say there's a fast current about 10 feet below us. Ash told Wendy. Excellent, Wiz said. Vulpix, lower your flame of light. A little. A fire type Pokemon obeyed. Slowly the balloon began to drop. This is a nice current, Wendy said. If we're lucky, we can ride it all the way to Ariel Mountain. Ash relaxed a little. Wendy sounded confident. The sun was shining, and below, Ash saw that they were flying over a field of colorful flowers. Wild butterflies twirled and dipped into the sky below them. Ash took a deep breath of the cool air. He checked out the other racers. Now Wendy's balloon had a silent land over the rest, until Jess's balloon was close behind. The other balloons were keeping up too. Then Ash felt something pulling over his leg. Pikachu was trying to get his attention. The Pokemon pointy ears were twitching. Pikachu! Pika! Pika! Pikachu said worriedly. Ash looked around. Everything seemed normal as far as he could tell. Pikachu, what is it? Ash asked. Then he heard it, a loud buzzing sound. The dead sun was growling louder and louder. Do you hear that? Ash asked his friends. Wendy leaned over to the balloon basket. Could be trouble, she said calmly. Ash followed her gaze. It looked like some kind of basket was rising up the flower field, a buzzing, humming blanket. A blanket rose higher and higher into the sky, and Ash could see it made out of shapes. Black and yellow shapes with red eyes, gray wings, and sharp stingers. And a swarm of Beedrill! Ash yelled. Shocked. There are hundreds of them. They must be attracted to the bright colors of our balloons, Missy said. Now the swarm started to fly sharply into the sky. In perfect formation, the Beedrill headed for the balloon and shaped like a pokeball. Ash watched in horror. The Beedrill covered the top of the balloon. The red and white balloon was now black and yellow. A loud hissing sound filled the air. The Beedrill had punctured the other team's balloon, Missy cried. As the balloon deflated, it slowly sank down to the field of flowers. The Beedrill rose from the damaged balloon. They now took aim at Team Gold's balloon. The crew screamed and tried their best to frighten the Beedrill away. It didn't work. Once again, the Beedrill covered the top of the balloon. Hiss! The balloon started sinking in the ground. The Beedrill flew over the Goldberg balloon in perfect formation. They took aim once again. But who would be their next victim? As sensed hundreds of red, beady eyes focused on the Dragonite balloon. Wendy? Ash cried. They're coming right for us! Thanks for listening. Please subscribe me and have a great day. Bye bye.